Hey y'all, we're back. Another Monday, another review, baby. This is the end of Potomac season 9.
We have come to the end of the road.
Yes, reunion part 3.
hmm
So we got a little bit to discuss, a little bit going on with Potomac. How did you feel about reunion part 3?
So overall, you know what? They started off really strong with episode 1. That was
Very
where we
strong.
was expecting it to kind of be the dead,
Uh-huh.
introduction.
Build up.
I think
Uh-huh.
the third part was about what it should have been at the most
Mhm.
part. With Karen not being there was not any big finales to finish out. So it was
Yeah.
pretty par for the course.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like it was a little bit. It wasn't much going on. Yeah, it was like more of what we already saw in the sneak peeks and the trailer and stuff like that. Okay, let's get into it. We open reunion part 3 with Wendy's text from Messy Eddie. But he happy Ed. He was Eddie. We met him as Eddie, the husband.
Whistleblower Eddie.
Whistleblower Eddie. Then he became freaky Eddie. You remember that episode? The episode when they was talking about who's the dominant one in the bedroom, he was freaky
Yeah.
Eddie. Now he messy Eddie, child. He
Oh,
whistleblower
yeah.
Eddie. So, messy Eddie and Mia, we got a text from messy Eddie and Mia vacating the premises.
She's
Then when
storming off, honey.
she gone.
Storming off.
Then Wendy,
Let's talk
mhm.
about that really quick.
Yes, let's go.
So, you know how I feel about Mia.
Hmm.
Everything is an antic. I
Yeah,
I thought that I really felt like that was a stunt. And I think that nobody coming after her, I don't think she expected that. I think she thought somebody was gonna come
yeah.
and kind of try to get her to stay
Uh huh.
or pacify her in some way to make
Hmm.
her feel like
Hmm.
everything is okay.
Yes.
But in all actuality, those girls didn't say anything to her out of pocket. She needed to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she had a good dose of reality, not just then, but last Sunday also too. Because did you know that she went live after that episode?
Yeah, she went live with Gordon. I ain't watch all
Oh, I didn't either,
watch
girl.
all
I think I can only stick in about 10 minutes if I got that far. It might have been
yeah.
5.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought was most interesting is that nobody brought it up. Like no other blog picked up and
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah.
that at all. To this day, they still have it. So
I ain't see no clips or nothing.
exactly. To this very day, it's been a week now.
Uh-huh.
And so I feel like that good for you because you need a dose of reality also. What you
Mm-hmm.
did was foul. And yeah, you need to sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
The
I
episode was stupid. Oh, okay.
what I was gonna say, I think that it was a choice that needed to be made because they needed that camera for that footage. So they was like, all right, we tired of trying to kiss your butt and get you to come back on the
I
show. We
don't
need
know
to.
that everybody was kissing her butt. I think they
Mm-hmm.
was letting her wrap her stuff up.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll see what happens for season 10 if she come back.
They must have had
So,
Jacqueline on the other side of the building because we didn't even see her. And by the time we finished the episode, I thought, or by the time Jacqueline was walking off, I'm
uh-huh.
thinking, dang, Jacqueline, like, what kind of friendship do y'all have?
Yeah,
Because,
you ain't go check on them.
yeah.
I thought about that too. I thought about that too. Like you ain't go. She kind of tried to defend her when with Stacy when she was like, "You be lying too," like with that whole thing. But they just got a weird relationship.
They really
It's
do.
it's
They
very
really
love
do.
hate. It's like animosity, but love and
Yeah,
allyship.
it's so toxic and
Yeah,
dysfunctional.
dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh.
Okay, that's all. I just wanted to go ahead and let's just give Mia that small bit of
Yeah.
attention that
Then
lady was
now she
looking
gone.
for.
Now she gone. Okay, then Wendy makes the announcement that TJ was bought and paid for. What do we think about the claims? And do we think they would have fought harder to get Mia to stay if they wasn't itching to get that footage out the camera that was on Mia?
No, the answer to that is no. I think that what I really think is that Mia was done. Her segment was over. So for all intents and purposes,
Yeah, we got
you
yeah.
know, she actually could have went left. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? As we
Uh-huh.
saw, because the show went on without her, and with nary mention of her either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nary's story went back to her. Oh God, I wish we could have Mia here so she could
Yeah.
check in on this.
Mia Angelou.
Well, um, so the answer to that is no. This Stacy and TJ thing. Now look, I guess sometimes I beat myself up too. I have to stay out of my reality bag and confuse and mixing the two because again, I just think that telling somebody that they've been paid to come film with somebody is just something to say to be salacious,
Yeah.
especially when we talk about the housewife platform. Some other platform, maybe we can entertain those types of, claims.
Mhm.
But I think in this arena, it's absurd. Now, what you might do is, which we got to that on Watch What Happens, is
Mhm.
just kind of say, hey, I'm doing this. Will you come? I feel like that's how people get their friends on because you can't be on camera without signing the release. You know what you're
Yeah.
doing. And I find it hard that anybody would need to have like Stacey being somebody that's on first season. I find it difficult to find that she would even need to offer money to somebody to come on that platform. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The platform itself is like Super Bowl. They don't pay those people to come and perform for them.
Yeah.
Um, they ask them and invite them, and you accept or decline. Most people accept because of the eyes that you're finna get. You can't pay for that type of advertisement.
Right.
And so it would be the same where Housewives is concerned. And so TJ being an actor, you clocked it. In the words of Wendy, honey, you clocked it from the very first live, baby. She
Mhm. Mhm.
clocked it.
Mhm.
And so yeah, he does seem to be a camera whore.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Like again, that's just the salacious part. I think that maybe the blurred lines in their relationship lends itself, like Kenya and Walter, for that to be something that's introduced.
Mhm.
Because what we knew for a fact is y'all not dating. You know what I mean? Like as far like you don't
Y'all
act
not
to
intimate.
date.
Y'all don't
Yeah,
have chemistry. Y'all don't have that.
chemistry,
Yeah.
right? Same with Walter and Kenya.
Kenya. Mhm.
It's like, are y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, or are y'all just getting to know each other? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
And
type of
y'all
deal.
best friends. And
And
y'all
well, and I don't know how we got all the way to best friend, and I don't know how your best friend is gonna turn around and do you like that, because that's the devil's work, honey. Because
yeah.
you talking about y'all must have just got into one little argument, and that's what he do.
But Stacy, she losing her steam with me because it's like
Yeah.
you saw him acting crazy and you were still with him. Them episodes had aired and you went to Watch What Happens live, and I think it was something else, you went somewhere with him. You were still with him, so you can't say, oh, I saw how he was acting on the show and then we broke up. It's like, well, I mean, it's still possible. I love to leave it in a realm of possibility. But it's like Stacy, I feel like it's a possibility that he was paid for, but I don't think it was like no monthly thing. And if it was monthly, it would probably be $300 a month. It wasn't like thousands and thousands. It
Well,
could
I
have been.
agree with the girls. I feel like he would have had the receipts, or maybe they need to be coming.
But you saw what I just posted. Now he's trying to milk it off. He's trying to milk it and
But
say
I
like
think
he got.
that's the point. Like he know,
Yeah.
like by him being an actor, he knows what this can do for him.
Yeah.
And not everything you like when they say all press is good press. What the truth of the matter is, you try to get yourself on as many eyes as you can. That's
Yeah.
what advertisement is about. They don't know if it's gonna, like if everybody that see it is gonna do whatever. It's the point is to get it out to as many eyes as you can,
Yeah.
because the more eyes, the more something to shake. Same. That's what he doing. I don't know, but it does lends itself. Listen, I just can't imagine no financial exchange going on.
Okay.
Arrangement, yes.
Uh huh.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like a talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Understanding.
see that because even in her own statement, when she talking about, we've had, so many conversations about the season. See, like that could be that's a double
Yeah.
entendre. You
Yeah.
saying to answer one thing, but at
Hmm.
the same time, it's like, well, yeah, clearly y'all did. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like because if he is in here on some type of arrangement, but I could go for that. What I'm not really going to, and I would need to see the receipts. I don't think there was any money exchanged. I don't think you would have, because if he even said, "Well, you're gonna have to pay me," I'm betting like you could go get somebody else. And as far as this trust level goes, you clearly couldn't trust him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you didn't pick somebody that you felt you could go into this arrangement with and trust that this he would keep it between you two.
Mm-hmm.
So you really could have found any other person
But why
without
she ain't call that man? That's what. That's another
that.
thing
That
y'all can
I
understand.
think she should have, but I feel like in her defense, and she is losing her steam with me too. I do, but let me say this: I do like Stacey, and I do want to see her
Mm-hmm.
back.
Uh-huh.
It hasn't gotten that bad.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, but I want to say that I think my thought just went away. It popped right out. Um,
She losing steam. You like her
right.
about calling him
Oh, yes, about calling him. He had embarrassed her
enough.
enough. I
Enough.
don't think I would have called him at that point either. Honestly. Now I know it looked bad to not
Yeah.
call, but
But on watch what.
the only way he'd be able to get in touch with me would be to post a video on Instagram and
Yeah.
for it to get picked up by some other blog site. Like that would like it would have to get to me so third party,
Yeah.
like in the way I would not talk to you.
Nashay says, yes, she should have called him dead on the spot. Yeah, I would have called, especially with Wendy. You know, she's seasoned in the game. She's saying like, honey, this is something you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life. Now they never gonna let you live this down. Try to end it right here. But this is the reunion. Put a button on it.
I
She
do
didn't want
agree
to do
that she should have called him because what her version, going back to this relationship that clearly y'all were not in,
it.
because we see him present this way with this stuff. It's not conducive to the way you present him, even in the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like with like she's like on what was happened. She says she called him after they had a long
Yeah,
conversation.
that's I was gonna say
He
that.
was
Like, why you call him
apologetic.
after the
Like, who
reunion?
is this guy? Where is he at? Because we ain't met him.
She said he was very remorseful.
What you say, baby? I would have checked him like she kept yelling. I don't care. No, I mean, listen, I just think of it both ways. I
Hmm.
understand why she did not call
Yeah.
because, like, let's just say
And if he
either way, if it was her, like she is paying him, or if she's not paying him, he's a loose cannon now.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
this is a mission that's gone rogue. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. And if he loved the cameras, calling him would just
Ignite. Yeah,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And she is not, which is another reason why maybe I'm giving her this space. And I'm not like, because I don't, this doesn't have anything to do with being smart or intelligent, but I don't think she's somebody that's quick on her feet. Like she not a sparer with her words. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
so if he would have started going rambling on about stuff, she would not have been able to rebuttal him in a way that would, refute what he was saying. So he would not have answered.
Yeah, I ain't think about that. He probably wouldn't have answered. That's how they do. You know they don't want to take no accountability. Over here on
Here we go
TikTok,
again. She would have egg on her face again. See now, listen. I'm from the school of thought, baby. You don't let them see you sweat.
yeah,
So that's kind of where I was coming from in a sense.
yeah,
Like for the show, most certainly she should have called in this. arena. But I'm just thinking my own personal self. I ain't about to let nobody listen,
Mm-hmm.
honey. You what they say, you
Yup.
show me your hair, I don't stick around and see it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like, even for that video he posted, I, somebody would have had to get that to me by in 5 different channels because I've been so done with this man. Like,
Ken Clark over here on TikTok said, "Was Phaedra really using the ladies of Married to Medicine to get back on Roni? I'm not Roni. Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I mean, I think it was a tactic.
Yeah, it was a tactic. It was a means to end. It was a okay. This is not right. You know, I can't do this. This is the pinnacle. So I'm gonna just go over here play with these girls, and then there was a wiggle room. So
Here's what
yeah,
I
she was
think.
using them,
I
child.
wouldn't say that she used them. I would think that, like everything, has to have some benefit to it. I
Mm-hmm.
think, and we'll talk about this later. So stick with us over there in TikTok.
Yes.
But I think much like Greg and TT, Sweet Tea, as we get into it,
Mm-hmm.
she was presented with something, and that's not what happened.
Wait, who? You said Sweet Tea?
I think Phaedra
Oh,
also.
oh, oh, oh,
I
oh. Okay,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Phaedra
yeah,
was
yeah,
brought over there to really kind of balance Quad out. That's what I think, because they both single. I think
yeah.
Quad always felt out of bounds without having a husband with the rest of those ladies, and that's the reason why she really wasn't. She couldn't mesh with them because she didn't, like, as a single woman. She really didn't know how. They don't have they married women don't understand the same way,
Mm-hmm.
especially currently single. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
because they haven't been single. It's just that's not your life. You know what I mean? Like, so your attachment to it is different. And so anyhow, I think she was brought to form a bond with Quad, and for
Uh-huh.
them to be the single girls. You know
But
what I
you, but you ain't catch that tea when they was like, you remember when they were trying to get Quad off the show? So they was trying to say that she was trying to take Quad place as the single girl.
I don't see now that, so that's why I said I think she got told something and it
Mm-hmm.
changed when she got
Mm-hmm.
there. I
Yeah. So Quad probably wasn't coming back.
Right. And so, and then we're speaking the quiet. Now, I think this is higher up on the execs or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Uh-huh.
somebody did seem to pull her to the side and let her know that she got to bring something. You
Yeah.
know, like, because like, think about even with Quiet and Phaedra. Like I said, I feel like they was brought in to build them a bond and for them to be, have a banter, maybe the freaking frack 2.0.
Yeah.
Um, and Quad was more concerned about trying to get the ladies to know how much they hurt her. So remember they did that whole scene at the funeral home. And so I don't think, even just in real life, like
Mm-hmm.
with Phaedra, I don't think she wasn't with it. And so also, even if she was gonna stick it out with her, once you got a group of 6 girls, you trying to get in, if you got the 5 girls basically going against the one girl, you in a position where it's like, well, you know what I mean? Like, you just gonna go ahead. Like Mimi has some seem to do the same.
Uh-huh.
But we gonna get in that. We talking too much about marriage to marriage. Let's
We
get.
we got another Married to Medicine question. They Clint Clark talk about what's up with that song that Greg was doing.
Oh,
We gonna get into it. He yeah, we gonna get into it. Let's we only gonna sit
give
through
us
it, but
some time. Let's get look, give us some
stick
time.
around, stick around. After TJ and Stacy drama that took up more than half of the dang on episode, we go on to talk about Karen and her deflection and guilty verdict. We had Jacqueline sneak back on stage because then wasn't she on part one and then she left and then she came back. We didn't even see her come back. I don't know. I remember I
Who?
saw her and then she maybe I don't know, whatever. She
Which
she
one?
she Jacqueline. Then she leave the stage. We saw her like on part one or part two, and then she left. Or
I
was that
think
Jazzy?
that was Jazzy.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe that was just
yeah.
Jazzy.
That was her
Okay,
first
okay,
time
maybe that was
out.
just Jazzy. Okay. And they talk about Karen's attack on Jacqueline. And they also talk about Karen's decision to go to trial and her knowledge of the body cam footage. Then Ashley talks about the possibility of somebody else driving that car. Then we have the one day before she went to rehab footage. Please tell me your thoughts about this. It's just all over the place.
Baby, this season did not do Karen any favors at all. I took Giselle took the words right out of my mouth when she said y'all should have
Just
left
turn it
that
off.
video on the
Yeah.
cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Like it very much
Too many videos. She might as well have her ass up there. How many videos you gonna send in? Shit, you might as well have been on Zoom. Why you ain't just zoom in? Every 5 seconds we gotta pause for a video for Karen. Girl, this your show?
the grind drunk, honey. The Dom drunk. That's what me and Angela came up. The Dom drunk. That is what she is now. Hashtag the Dom drunk, formerly known as the Grind Dom, also known as Karen Huger. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a get out. We gonna get us some t-shirts made. We gonna listen. That t-shirt Giselle put on that age still, even though it was about Ray, but we gonna just apply everything to Karen. Okay, the clankety clank, all of it. But no, that video did her no favors at all. Even in her video, like we'll go down to the statement because like at that point, even with them getting the video, that she hadn't been sentenced. So we still hadn't got to this level of the information that we have. So even in that video, she said 1 DUI. You didn't say that.
Yes, they was talking about, oh, it was a long time ago, and that's why we got blue eyes. So what all the 1,400 ones that they say was all within a 10-year, 5-year, whatever year span?
And no matter how you try to slice it, it's a mess. Because at the point that you're getting 4 citations for DUIs, whether they being thrown out or not, you know what I mean? Like getting something thrown out in a sense doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't do something wrong and that you don't need to take a look at it. And I think that is what we see her issue was. I think that she was living much like the John Dom. She living way in the past and she needs to come on up to 2025. She thought that body cam footage was out there. Like even listening to that doggone video, she talking to Ray talking about I thought they must have a mistake. I'm thinking,
but Ray was there.
They didn't pull you to the security office because they think you took a candy bar. Like you are on trial for a DUI.
But Ray was at the scene. He saw it. He was there. Why he couldn't say, you don't remember this, but I was there. You were completely out of it. It don't matter if you so-called ain't see the footage, but Ray was there.
Honey, Ray must have been as drunk as she was.
He had to be on some kind of something.
Huh?
I said he had to be on some kind of something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As drunk as she was, because even in going back to the body cam footage, and listen, I'm not saying that he did what he was supposed to do as her husband on that video. From what we
video, of course.
So I'm not going, I'm not trying to criticize him in that way. But what I am gonna say is that you were going along with the information she was spewing out. You know what I'm like? The nonsense. You know, even when we talk about the driving and stuff, like I feel like there was not any driver. Because I think at the point now that Karen is literally in jail, it's not been a full 5 days now. She is literally in jail. I don't think, and if you're talking about you hire a driver, like those are things you go checks and balances. Those are things you can go back. Say, hey, this was happening, that was happening, this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't imagine that in any affair, any arrangement, anything would be so important that they would not just give that information if that's what it was. Again, she said that little silly statement, like, I thought they must have it wrong. What is it that they would have wrong? And so then I heard this Giselle kind of say, well, she was trying to get stuff thrown out. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with anybody who's had court cases in general, like whether they be traffic or something maybe a little bit more, but that is a tactic about wanting to, comb through what happened during the arrest, right? So that yeah, I mean, that's where we at. That's why I'm saying, even if you get like the fact that she has been cited for DUIs and that much, that is a problem. Like, even if they hadn't all been convictions, because I know one of them had been dropped down to like a reckless driving or something. So like her mind might not include that type of stuff. But
Yeah.
no, it's a problem,
Yeah.
And so, like I said, those are tactics that they use to try to comb through whatever they can to say something is not valid to be, taken to work. I mean, to court.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, like I said, this is not a some offense in which I don't know what it is you thought that got wrong, and then with the Miranda rights, it's like, well, I'm guessing she was trying to say they didn't tell her or read her Miranda rights,
Yeah.
which that is against the law.
Yeah.
But I don't know how does that count if you black out?
What do you say? Hello?
How does that count if you black out? How can you
But she was
say?
also saying something about she was saying something to the ambulance driver and that she wanted to get that thrown out. That was something in there too, right? She said something to the people when they was examining her in the ambulance and she wanted
Oh,
and they was trying to use that against her and she was
well, but here's the thing: even after all of that is said and done, the video is enough.
yeah. And Ray was there. So I'm
Like we were
they got
saying,
going
with
on.
and I think the judge mentioned it in his when he was sentencing her, but
Mhm.
not blowing, you get pulled over. We all know that rule. Do not blow. And the point in that is that you don't give anybody evidence
Evidence
to be
against
able to convict you about something.
uh-huh.
So in case y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me be the one to enlighten you.
Yeah.
Like, in the Miranda rights, when they tell you everything you say can and will be used against you,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they mean. They're not playing. Okay, like they're not playing. You can be like the sun, look, the sky is blue, and they're gonna be like,
Uh-huh.
honey, it's
She
raining, the
said
clouds is
this.
all over, right?
Uh-huh. They're gonna
So,
bring it right
so
back up.
like, so that's what I'm. So some of these things we know is tactics, and that's what. So I'm saying she living way back in the day when it wasn't body cam. Body cam didn't exist, so that was good enough that you could just decline and refuse that type of testing, and then you come back and contest it because if you don't got no proof, there is no way to prove. But that's what I'm saying. No matter what it was, that video was enough, like just to see you. Like, of course. And that's what I'm saying, going back to Ray. It was like, well, and I'm not saying he was supposed to treat her any differently, but I'm just saying, in his delusion, he seemed to be going along with the same thing as we also saw in that video. Like, we
Mhm.
don't necessarily really see Ray, and I'm looking for him to be, you don't watch Love and Marriage, Huntsville, but sometimes I like a Marceau, a man who can treat that woman the way she's supposed to be treated, right? But
Mhm.
then sometimes just be able to be like, okay, honey, like, no, this is like, this ain't about the right. This is how I need to, kind of
Yeah.
be the leader, get at the
Yeah.
lead,
Yeah.
and that's what we see Ray lacking, at least on the camera, at least
Yeah.
what we was able to see from him. We're not really sure what really is happening
Yeah.
in their home, but
Mhm.
I think he's like, that's why I say he must have been as drunk or high as she was, because
Yeah.
he didn't seem to have much sense to him either.
Mhm. But what really aggravated me was why would he bring up that statistic? Talk about 6 million car crashes a year. Like, did you read that off a pamphlet somewhere? What does that have to do with your wife
I
being
didn't know what
as a
that had to
skunk?
do with the price of tea in China.
She was
Like,
drunk as a skunk, and then you could tell it was very performative. But were any of them da 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 blah, blah, like girl?
and
That's
like
the
you
best you
said,
can
and
do.
like Giselle said, hit every point. You hit every little point.
Blue eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet didn't say a damn thing. In the words of Cynthia Bailey, I didn't learn a damn thing from that report. I
Exactly. Exactly.
can't wait till I can figure out how to get us some little sound because that's what
Oh
we
yes, I need a soundboard. Yes, I need a dang a whole studio. I need a
okay.
content studio.
No, but yes, honey. So make sure y'all subscribe. Subscribe to Housewife Azara's channel. Subscribe to my channel too, honey, so we can keep
Please.
making content and look and then get us some upgrades, okay?
Yes.
We need some
We
upgrades because, honey, look, I want to be using some sounds, okay? And Mrs. Zara need a new laptop, okay? And Mama need to get new bag of shoes, and baby
yes.
need some
Yes.
diapers.
Yes. Yes. Listen, what else happened in this episode? Ain't nothing else
I
happened.
mean, really, for me, the bombshell really was the third Karen video. I thought they were really slick in the way that they presented that because they weren't very forthcoming with the fact that it exists. I know
Yeah.
we saw a reaction of Giselle's that was taken from that portion. And then, but again, we didn't know that exists. I wonder if they were kind of holding out to see, if the sentencing would have happened, like, like just to see what was going to happen in between then. And maybe that's why they did not. I don't know, but that was for me. I felt like that was the highlight. That was the one that took hell dead to the bed. There, look, I just hit the floor. Like, here this lady go, just digging another hole for herself. We gonna
But
keep it.
what if how many did she record? Is it a fifth one? Is it a sixth one? What in your mind of narcissism and just grandiose? You think it's okay to just keep sitting down, keep sending in videos, who is advising her? What producer is saying, let's do this? I don't understand. It should have just been one video, or if we're gonna keep seeing her over and over, you need to Skype in, you need to zoom in. Cause
that, what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it was probably just a compromise they made with her. Like in order to give something, maybe possibly in order to have her in a position where she's completed out. Yeah, to me that's probably what that was, but it didn't help her not one bit.
That second video, oh, that was vile to me. That was so.
No, it was not one bit, not one bit. That's what, like Giselle said, hell, do her a favor. Don't even play this.
Yeah, this was not good. I love how the girls just never amused with anything. It's never like, everything is like, no. But okay, let's get into our sister, Married to Medicine. Season 11, episode 13. We almost at the end. I'm hearing this only 15 episodes. So we
almost there.
Yes, and the title of this episode is This Ain't the Playground. So this is something that Dr. Gregory Lunsford said when he met with his homeboys. But we're going to get into that. Okay, so this episode begins with the usual Married to Medicine rundown, checking in on the doctors. We got Dr. Jackie in the office with her celebrity clientele. And we got Dr. Simone and Dr. Scott telling their age and how long they've been in the game practicing medicine. But then we cut to Toya at home with Dr. Eugene, and Toya is serving up MRSMD. She got the body out, the dress is dressing, while she in the kitchen cooking. Toya asks her husband if he reached out to check on Dr. Gregory. He had some hesitations about it. What are your thoughts?
Listen, I told you I had to watch this episode 4 times. Like,
let's talk about Toya in this dress first, girl.
No, Toya, the dress was dressing.
The dress,
it's funny that I'm trying to figure out if she had work done. They talk about we know Dr. Heavenly, got her.
She had a little BBL situation, but you remember that it was on a reunion one time. She was crying, talk about she had a butt reduction. She had like fat taken out of her butt because she felt like her butt was too big. You don't remember that? I don't remember what season that was. It was a while back. It wasn't nothing in recent times.
But see, like because she was small at first. I mean, listen, I was small and then big too, so it happened.
Me too.
But but look, she looked good in the dress, honey. Go give it to him.
Yeah.
Listen, I say this. I have to agree with Dr. Heavenly in the sense of if Toya is representation or representative of a doctor's life in terms of, I guess, that kind of fantasy world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where, and so listen, if you ain't got to work and all you got to do is take care of the kids, and when I
Woo.
say got to work, I mean you don't have anywhere you have to get up and report to. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
for a certain amount of time, because I know
Yeah.
she's probably doing whatever,
Yeah.
bringing in some money on her own anyway.
Hmm.
But I think the least you could do is just have your shit together when your man is at the house. Now,
Yeah.
and we do see Toya doing that. We don't see her looking crazy. And so yeah, we talk about Toya moving and stuff, but I enjoy Toya,
Yeah.
for what it's worth. And that's all it is. I don't expect very much more from her, and I'm okay with what she giving. Now, should she treat Eugene better? Yeah, but he happy, fine.
Very happy. You could tell he happy.
Mm-hmm.
But how you feel about Dr. Eugene being like hesitant and like even later in the episode he was like, I don't agree with him calling the police. How you feel about like he was very aggressive with it. He was like very like
Okay, guys, we need some commentary now. Where are all the married to medicine people over there on TikTok
yeah,
now?
what a TikTok.
Okay, hello, ring a ling a ling a ling ling. Get on in, Bill. It's time. It's time. It's time for recess. Because first we want to ask, like, was Greg right or wrong? Right for
I had
filing the report, calling the police. What is it that we want to say? I feel like it was awkward.
Yeah, it was awkward. But I feel like when I was watching the review, the sneak peeks and the trailers and all that stuff, I was like a little bit confused about why they was acting like that. Like why Dr. Eugene was so like aggressive, like just like so anti whatever.
Because
And
they
they've been on,
turned on them.
huh? Yeah,
Because they turned on them.
everybody turned on them. But
Yeah.
I think the reason why is because Sweet Tea has been so aggressive with everybody, and everybody has been so forgiving of Sweet Tea. Like she been back. Nobody ain't never try to. But I think that's what it is. Like,
well, here you go. You to drink the Kool-Aid, Azara. Listen.
Oh, me?
Yes, you to drink the Kool-Aid, girl. And
What
that's because you always trying to like be. Listen, I love the love and light. I like to stay in the light. But I'm gonna point out your bull. Okay, and listen. You right about where Sweet Tea coming from, like where she doesn't have any control of her emotions, right?
Yeah.
So you are right about that. That's 1,000%. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to excuse that. But what I am going to say is what we are watching with Sweet Tea, which is why she is going to need to exit, her and Greg, is because same with Phaedra, more so with her, and especially because she is new to this whole reality thing, and it's so much bigger. Like even with Phaedra, like it's so much bigger than when it first started. So anyway, she got fed a crock of bull. They befriended her. They told her they was gonna have her back. They probably even explained that Quad was on her way out. Because it's no way that they didn't have these conversations prior to entering.
Yeah.
About, hey, how's this gonna go? We all know that Dr. Headley, like, it was gonna be good TV, and not, without it, and I don't even know what is good TV at this point, because when we say good TV, what is it that we were looking for them to be fighting? Because for me, I didn't necessarily see that there should be any problem between them at all, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But it, so I'm just saying, just logically, for them to even agree to come back to this show, it had to be because they felt like they had alliances in those other people. And we saw that as the public. We saw that. That's not like we're not making that up. We saw them have host parties during Christmas, because and that was before last season even aired. I remember saying it to myself out loud. I said, "Oh, Quad gonna have a problem with this." And fast forward to we come in and Quad is ready to read them their rights about befriending. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Befriending Sweet Tea, but that's why we saw them ice Quad out, because they were trying to stick on Sweet Tea's side. I don't think Sweet Tea, as far as her emotions being all over the place, I don't think that she has necessarily did anything to the ladies in which they have a valid point in using that.
As
And
answers. Uh-huh.
right. You know what I mean?
I think it's nothing
I
we've
didn't like that about
seen.
That Toya and Mimi conversation.
Uh-huh.
That I didn't like that.
Okay.
And not necessarily from Toya, it was more Mimi, but
Okay.
still Toya too. You know, Toya. But listen, it's a show. That's what I mean. Like, sometimes I have to filter what I think should happen because it's reality, and then just remembering that it is a show, and so they do have to keep a cast together. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
So Lavita says, "What do you think about the fight
You
between?"
didn't tell me what you thought.
Oh, what I thought. I thought I initiated this whole thing. I think I just want Sweet Tea to get it together. I want Sweet Tea to get it together. I feel like there was no reason. I don't know. I just think her and Dr. G, something wrong with them. I
That's
think they're
where,
both very immature. I think Sweet Tea might be a little bit more mature than Dr. G. The
for
way he was
sure.
acting last episode, that was just horrifying. But I don't know. I think Sweet Tea, I don't know if she is in delusion. I don't know if she just,
She don't know what to do. Like,
yeah.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
I
she
feel
being a
like
very good wife,
she in
but
a new marriage to
mhm,
somebody she barely knows. She got thrown into this, like this alternative world,
yeah,
because that it's kind of like,
not real.
all the Seinfeld fans, if y'all ever
Mm-hmm.
watch Seinfeld, Bizarro World. That's what, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is, like Bizarro World, because even though it's reality TV,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the things sometimes that you gotta relive is not exactly in its same reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think she's doing well with that. Going to that conversation her and Toya and Mimi was having, she said, she had a statement, and she said, well, some people not willing to let go of things. And to me, now see, where most people probably would have heard that and thought she was referencing Quad, I think she
Yeah.
referenced Greg.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe they didn't do their due diligence, and then go back to Mimi, because I'm not sure if I'm feeling Mimi.
Mm-hmm. I
Mimi got
like
a little too much dip on her chip for me.
I liked it, Mimi, this episode. I don't think she did nothing wrong. I think she was trying to. I think Mimi being vocal was just evidence of they be having deep conversations, be going off
Girl, you in
camera.
5 minutes. I'm not even sure how you able to deduce this stuff you
She
saying.
she in them
See,
group
like, and
chats.
that's what I mean. Like, it's got to be coming from somebody feeding you. You cannot have come up with those type, like
She
with
was
those
on
types
that
of things.
beach. She was over there praying, speaking in tongues too. She saw it.
With her friends speaking
She was right there. And you
And
know they done
so,
talked about it
well,
when they
my
was
point is, she know the game. She has jumped ship too, because she came in as Sweet Tea's friend. And
yeah.
so, even though she was over there, that's what I'm saying. Everything coming out your mouth, while some of it valid, it don't sound like you on her side.
Yeah.
And I ain't really sure how you got the type of information you have to be coming from that perspective, unless you listening to the peanut gallery.
Yeah, I think that's
And then
just
go back
evidence
to the
of they
point of
talking on
keeping the
camera.
show together. Mimi want to say her ass on the show, and she sees Sweet Tea
Mm-hmm.
is on her way out. So yeah, she listening to the peanut gallery. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just calling it out. That's what I'm here for.
All it
I'm
out.
just
That's what we
calling it
here for.
out and pulling her to the carpet. And I'm saying it, clocking it, like in the words of Wendy. Okay, like, yeah, no, girl, keep your eye on her. Psychiatrist or not, she should
Yeah.
have a better way of handling people, if that is what she's calling herself presenting. Because as we see, being a psychiatrist doesn't necessarily mean you got it all together.
Oh Lord.
But But I thought she was I thought it was out of line. Maybe using the word out of line or the phrase, maybe that's a bit much, but I didn't like it. And I thought that she could have had her advice come from more of a supportive place from her friend and not from a place where they seem to have sat down and chastised Sweet Tea and see her age where she like that's what I'm saying. She in a new
Yeah.
marriage, she in this bizarro world. She don't have she don't have the panties, like to be
Mhm.
like, hold on, who are you talking to? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like what do you mean? I don't know, I can't control myself. Or and Toya told, did like it was funny that Toya pushed her in that corner. Because that's another. I'm not gonna beg to be your friend either, and I think
Yeah.
that's where Sweet Tea is coming from. Like, well, you're gonna fight to be in a group. Why would I fight to be in a group when y'all are so willing to conform everything? You know what I mean? For King and Quad to
Yeah.
come in, but for us two, we seem like, and it might be going back to Greg's little man syndrome.
Very little.
Want to feel like that. Like we gotta come in and like who any porridge for me today? You know what I'm saying? Like F
Mhm.
y'all and the worst you wrote in on. Like I went to a on that.
Mhm.
But she doesn't understand the world she's in.
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
she is acting in reality and she is confused
I don't know.
because she don't understand these people.
Yeah.
And they played her and they duped her. And that's just it. All
That's just that
square
on
love
it.
and war, but they
Yeah.
duped her. And like I said, and somebody had a conversation with Quad, because Quad is showing she's a different Quad this season. But like
She
I said,
getting 15 times a week, girl. I'll be different too.
oh, honey. And that's what I was going to say. I do equate that to, like, listen, I ain't equated to the 15 times a day, not even a week. Is it a week, a day?
A
Some
week.
shit. But anyhow, um, I'm just saying, like, maybe she had always found herself uncomfortable being on this show
Mhm.
with mostly married women. Married to Medicine, like I say, I've always appreciated them for kind of having just a different formula. It's like the
Yeah.
same thing, but they just have a different show than the
Yeah.
Housewives. And part of that is that most of them are married. Part of that is that they do those couples trips and that
And
they
they
do
are
talk
friends.
about marriage and relationship
Yeah.
advice,
Mhm.
and things like that. So maybe she just always felt out of place during her single time. And
Yeah.
so maybe now with her having her man, she is getting piped down.
Mhm.
And like she just in a happy space and she can be
Yeah.
there for the girls. And now the girls is just eating it up, even though they was ready to throw her ass to the shark last year. And see, that like I'm not that girl, but this the TV world. Like they have to,
Yeah.
she got to go on and take it. But baby, no, it's a no for me, dog.
Sherry said Phaedra did indeed boss up and jump on a private jet. Child, that private jet was faker than a fake snake. Listen, that's the
Well,
same.
listen, even if it was fake, I ain't even got nowhere to go do that at. Like,
Why you need a private jet to go from Key West to Georgia? It's right
well,
there.
probably at the time, like to make it convenient. I mean, that's why anybody has a private
Yeah.
jet so they can go when they want.
And then the photo shoot, and then it's okay, Phaedra girl. Okay. You got it. You got it.
Listen, we're gonna let Phaedra live. Now,
Yeah,
going
I'm gonna
back,
let
now
it
you
live. I'm gonna let it
asked if
live.
we thought she used the girls. I didn't necessarily think she used the girls. I think it's like everything else. When opportunity knocks, you just got to be ready. She didn't
Yeah.
mess with these ladies. I don't know what she did to get on. I really would be interested in how that came to be. Um,
I want to know what
all
she
about
gonna
the niggas,
give to
I'm telling you.
Atlanta. I want to know what she is she gonna not give nothing like she did Married to Medicine?
I believe so, because did she ever give anything? That's crazy that y'all would sat up here and watched this girl for 5, 6, 7 years, and then y'all y'all are really asking, like, is she gonna give anything? What did she give y'all the first time around?
But everybody jumping down the throat. Oh, she gave good TV. She gave her one-liners when people was pulling it out of her, just like in Married to Medicine. But she ain't even getting no good one-liners. They was very much, you could tell, that was rehearsed. And back in Atlanta, now
Honey, that bad built bitch, that was very
everybody
rehearsed.
went up about that.
I said to myself, now how long she been waiting to have to say that to that lady?
Exactly.
But
That wasn't even
she done
nothing.
had that in the back of her. What we call it? Living rent free in your head. That been living
Girl.
rent free in her head for God knows how long. Since it came out Jasmine's mouth. That's how long.
How? It was not, everybody was like, oh, Phaedra activated. There go Phaedra. Girl, she ain't say nothing. You done ran away. Well, where was the read? It was no read at all. It was barely even something. Okay, yeah, she bad belt. Now what else? Like, cause that was not even barely much nothing. We been saw that when she walked up with Apollo with your man. She bad belt in with your man. Now what's tea? Now what's
But that's what
tea?
I mean. Like, I'm not understanding what is it that you actually want to see. I thought we was trying to get, have information about people's lives. You know what I mean? Like, and again, she gives none of that. She didn't do it the first time. Her first her first stint on Real Housewives,
Yes.
that's a pass, right? Because Real Housewives came out, it was so early.
Yeah.
Like, go back and watch those episodes. The wigs wasn't right, the makeup was crazy, like all
No
kinds of
fillers,
stuff.
no
We have
Botox.
come so far since then, and baby, that BBL, that new them new colored lace fronts you kind of got, that new
HD.
veneers you did. Because I just told Angela last night, I was like, she said Phaedra look different, and so I said, well, I said it looked like her lips plumped up a lot more, and I said she closed her gap, but she said she turned around, she said, oh, she got veneers. I said, well, yeah, that's exactly what it is, because she didn't get no braces. When I said she closed her gap, but again, go back to those early episodes. Early
Whole different
reality
face.
TV is different.
Yes.
Today, that's not gonna fly, and we don't want the antics. Like, go to Zeus with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was rich or on point. Okay, I think that she did really good in Traders. Because
That's your always your go-to.
game, huh?
That's always your go-to. You love to give her that trader's credit.
Yeah, I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
Because even to be on that show, I don't need to know anything
Yeah.
about what's
That's what
going
everybody
on with
says.
you personally. You know what I mean? So like having something funny to say, making the fun, it all fits there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Cool.
She did good on Ultimate Girls Trip too. I was like skeptical, like let's see what she got. Let's see what she giving.
Phaedra was on Ultimate Girls Trip?
Yeah, she was on Ultimate Girl Trip with I don't know, I don't remember, but she was on Ultimate Girl Trip. I think it was
might be one of the early ones. Okay.
Yeah, it was right. Maybe season 2. It what's the girl name? She left Eva. I think she was on the season with Eva, and maybe Brandi was on there too. I don't know, child. She was on that though. But
I think you're right, because I feel like her. Yeah. I remember now. I had to think about it because it's been a little while. I had to think about it.
She was
Brandi, but see, like even she, like that's what I'm saying. Like everybody else can clown, because Brandi is a trip in herself. You know,
yes.
like and she can be the mom. Again, though,
yeah, she was the. That's what I was gonna say.
Trip. Like, so you want to see them have fun. Like, I'm not trying to hear about you going through a divorce or whatever the fuck going on, you know, at your house.
Yeah.
But with Housewives, I'm not looking forward to her being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I can go ahead.
She's only gonna be on there at the end.
And I ain't looking forward to that.
She on all the promos. Kenya ain't on no promo. Kenya
She's not. She is not.
That is horrible. That's horrible the way they did Kenya. That was.
Is it?
And then you just gonna replace her with somebody who on there for 2 episodes. And then they got Cynthia on there. Cynthia is a friend of. Why she in all the promos? She not even a full-time housewife. So why?
Well, I think, you know what? I feel like now, even though the optics of it might look like y'all, you know, screwing Kenya over, and maybe that is like you can do 2 things at one time.
Yeah, 2 things to be true.
But I think with Cynthia and Phaedra, I think it's about audience trying to get
Yeah,
back an
the
audience that
audience is
you
a big
lost.
play,
Yeah.
big member of. Can we
Can we
talk
talk
about and laugh about
about
TJ Child? You
TJ?
missed it. We already done kikied about TJ Child. That's a mess right there. Kenya showed that women's
Yeah,
naked.
Kenya went too far. I don't really care what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya has always gone too
On
far
very far.
when as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But that was too far on a whole nother level because this is your own business opening.
Yeah.
Like you didn't go to her place. You didn't, even though to do all of that still took a lot of energy to put
Yeah.
into, doing that to somebody, embarrassing somebody that way. But for you to go do that at your own business opening, like, I don't even know what kind of low level, dirtiness that is. What in the
Mm-hmm.
preview, what she say? She went straight to hell. She went beyond hell. Already operating in hell.
Mm-hmm.
She was underneath the hell, honey. Devil ain't got nothing on Miss Kenya more.
Mm-hmm.
Poor thing. And and I hate it. You like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
like as far as the treatment that she's getting, to say if it's fair or not, I'm a little confused about whether it is or not. Because a part of it, me not liking her, could have a lot to do with that. Or not,
Mm-hmm.
just not caring for the character she presented us. Is just that at some point your shit catch up with you, and here it is. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think everybody was fed up with her. I think even her employers, as we can see, was fed up with her
Yeah.
because like she did a lot of stuff that I felt, and I feel like this goes on behind the scenes. Like, we look about her having Brooklyn,
Yeah. And that secret marriage,
those
the
other
secret.
people could take their kids with them, but
Yeah.
there was always these special conditions seeming to be made for her, and she just
Yeah.
really gave everybody hell. And I can't imagine it was just her castmates. I'm almost certain she gave the execs and everybody around hell too.
Yeah.
So, like, every dog had a day, and here it is.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to Married to Medicine.
Mhm.
Quad comes to visit Dr. Heavily. Dr. Heavily asks Quad, was she traumatized by the whole Key West situation? Then we revisit Toya and Eugene, and they talk about Toya having a Victorian anniversary party. And they discuss inviting the whole group. Quad also discussed having a girls check-in, a girlfriend's check-in. Do you think after Key West that it's just too soon to be trying to talk about all cast events?
Well, it's interesting that you would say that because it is clear that they didn't have any,
Choice.
not even a choice. I don't think they had any intention of I think the all cast trip was the people we saw discussing it, and I think they all knew that too.
Mhm.
I think they all knew that too.
Mhm.
What you want to say?
Um, I think it was a scheme that Todd set up. I think the production, it's the elephant in the room, and I think them keep trying to have events and have people come over and have, okay, let's move on to the next thing, but we can't move on to the next thing because we had this big old elephant in the room that we need to discuss. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was just all part of production, like, wanting them to talk about it and wanting it to be
Yeah, and that
a resolve.
probably more than likely was exactly it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Was exactly it.
Okay. So what y'all thinking? Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think about the whole moving on to the next thing. Okay, so next we have the group minus a few meet up for dance lessons.
You might as well just say the group, honey.
Toya talks about wanting to get the group fully together, but she's definitely not worrying about including Phaedra in the mix anymore. Then they discuss the possible restraining order. Do you think it was necessary for Dr. G to file a formal complaint or charges or restraining order or whatever they had going on?
No.
Yeah, that was just,
He got little man syndrome.
yeah,
And
that was,
why ain't nobody addressing that? Because now, well, this because I'm gonna take up for Greg I'm gonna take up for him for
uh-huh.
like a hot second. That man is bigger than him. That man
He's a
was
doctor.
running
He's a
towards him.
doctor. He got his
Ain't
license.
nobody run towards me like that and
Yeah.
don't think I'm ready with whatever the hell I got around me. God damn it, we going to war.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, and it's funny that we can have that conversation because they've had conversations about that with women. Like, what is it, personal space? And I guess maybe somebody is imagining that that's not a, compromising your personal space. But the way that man was taking his shirt off and running towards Gregory, he had a right to be scared. Look at him.
Yeah. 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 But he wasn't
You
scared when
gonna
he was
act
talking.
crazy and act like we don't
When he
think
was talking
like,
crap, he wasn't scared. He
nah,
got
I'm
up
not
and
saying that that is
waving his
not
arms
correct.
and had his legs crossed, like, yeah, like, this my shit, this my show, like, yeah, I'm comfortable, these my people, they got my back, like,
Well,
yeah, I'm
maybe we
talking.
need to get Dr. Heavenly on the line because that's her move. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It sure is.
I said, no, he should not have called the police. But going back to his castmates, where I'm calling them out, is why is it that none of y'all will talk about the fact that this man is like 5 feet and that man was running after him? You don't think he was scared?
That man was scared for his life. Then you want to go to talk about, I'm a doctor, man, I can't fight you. I'm like, I'm a doctor. I ain't gonna be out here fighting. Then Sweet Tea and her judge.
And see, that's the assumption, is that at a certain point that we all have that same train of thought.
Yeah.
Like we can have
we can talk back and forth.
Yeah,
and
but
we ain't gonna get physical.
Right.
Well, he King said you already got a history of doing too much. But why would Greg say that he apologized when we didn't see that on the camera? Why would he say that?
He apologized to who?
To I guess he said apologize to King because he was like, King came into me and said he wanted an apology. I apologize, and that wasn't good enough for him. You remember he was like explaining something to, maybe it was Sweet Tea and Phaedra.
Well, because they want to show.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna show everything.
And
Greg and T is out.
I feel bad for him because they say Greg really want to be on this TV show. They say it's Gregory who really be pushing Sweet Tea.
Got little man syndrome. He needs something that make him feel big.
Okay, so let's move on. Next, we have we already read that. Let's go on to the next part. After the rundown, they finally get to rehearse. And it's so cute seeing these confident, skilled professionals have 2 left feet. But they was getting it together because all you need is a tap of rhythm. Have you ever participated in or done like a waltz?
I have not.
Or like a debutante kind of situation, a ballroom? No.
No.
When I think about stuff like that, I think about you remember on Moesha, it was an episode of Moesha when she had her mom's dress. I think about that. But I also think because I went to PWI, I went to Florida State. So all the white sororities, like when they turn 21, they have like waltz and they have like signs that they do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I think about. Okay. But no, I ain't never do it either, child. I don't know nothing about nothing. Okay, so after the commercial break, Sweet Tea, Dr. Mimi, your favorite part of the episode, and Toya meet up at the restaurant and question Sweet Tea about Dr. Gregory in this report he filed. But Sweet Tea was the good little wife and she had her perfect pageantry answers. Do you think Toya was right that Sweet Tea should speak out and not silence herself?
I think you better be careful about giving somebody advice in a home you don't live in.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Again, I don't feel like they are. And that's funny that we at this part of the episode because they talk about grace, right? They're not giving them any grace. These people, like I said, they barely know each other. They just got you laughing, but that's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
they barely know each other. They got married, and so on because I feel like a new marriage, even with somebody that you have been knowing, is something to still navigate.
Yeah.
Because expectations and everything change when you up the ante. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, yeah, I don't think that for them to be rooted in marriage and relationship, and it don't seem like they offering them a bit. What it looks like to me, and it's go, but and it is what it is because people are like this. Um, they like Quad and King better, and
Yeah.
that's just at the end. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to figure out a way, to give you a reason why you can't be around anymore. But they like Quad and Greg. They probably only like Greg because Quad was around. And Sweet Tea, I think Sweet Tea would do fine if she wasn't with Greg. Greg
Yeah,
is the
I
one with the
agree with
problem.
that. Great, yeah. I agree. I agree. If they divorce, I think she'll be friends with the whole group. I think they'll all get along very, 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 very well. It would be a whole big old happy family. That's what I foresee. I foresee
And
that.
Greg calling the police was him. It's that little man syndrome and really immature. Because what I
Yeah.
feel like, even listening to what he was saying to the guys,
Hmm.
he's still somewhere feeling like he been taken advantage of, hurt, abused, whatever it is. And he blamed Quad for it. So that's why I said it was interesting that T said, well, some people won't let go of stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I
that
hope
could go
he
many ways. Yeah. Hmm.
him because he's stuck in that place. So I think that the very first thing that did happen in which he could take it somewhere to escalate and cause some type of issue
Hmm.
that he did.
Dr. Heavenly, I remember Dr. Heavenly talking about on one of her lives. She was saying um that last season when Sweet Tea mom approached her at the reunion backstage, Dr. Heavenly took it seriously and she took it all the way up to the execs, and so the mom can't film, the mom can't come around no more. So I guess that's why, like, it was like a, okay, now my mom can't come around, like, okay, now let's try to go all the way with King. Let's file a report. Let's, like, and he couldn't film for a certain amount of time. He couldn't film with the group. He could film with Quad, but he couldn't film with the
Mm-hmm.
group because they was like, they don't know him, they scared, they don't know he capable of. That man was cool as cucumber.
He
But
went far on that beach. I'm not going to, like, just because he looked good, I'm not going to ignore, like,
I
what
didn't
the
say
fuck is
he
he
looked
running across
good. He
the
was
beach for?
cool. He was cool and calm, collective. I think Greg was the one that was showing his tail, like, just being aggressive, kept talking, kept talking. Okay, I was talking shit about her. I was like, and he was like, oh, I think, and King was like, I think you should, like, apologize. Like, I think you was really talking to her. And I do understand that he came back and said it again, but it's like, I guess it's just the whole thought of, he has a history of abuse, and I'm not gonna let this keep going on. Like, it's art.
But
But
see,
yeah,
this is my thing with King. You didn't have to engage that conversation at all. You
who
like,
started that
especially at
conversation?
times. Hmm?
I said, who started that conversation? How did that even start? Well, I think it was about, it started when he was like, I haven't been so welcoming. You remember when Dr. She was like, "Oh, I'm getting
All
acclimated."
I'm still gonna put it on King because I'm telling you, Dr. G was out of line,
Yeah.
right? Like, even when he said, "Okay, well, I had to say it was me. Maybe I haven't been that welcoming."
Mhm.
Now, it sounds like he's giving like this olive branch, and then it kind of like King responds like that, like he clearly doesn't know how to shut a conversation down.
Mhm. Both,
Because
maybe
what I'm
both of them.
saying is with him, with King, because
Uh-huh.
when somebody has to be emotionally mature.
Intelligent.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's not Dr. G in
It's
any,
not gonna be Dr. G.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. In any instance in where it includes him.
Uh huh.
So, like, where King is coming from, you coming into a situation, this is not somebody that you do know. It was very easy for him to shut that down, ignore this man, walk around to the next thing. I just like for me, I did feel like it was an egg on coming from his way, to kind of bring back up a clarification about who he was talking to. Like, I don't let that man just talk out the side of his neck, because that's like nobody even takes what he says serious. You laugh, but that's for real.
That it was
And
definitely a
that's what
big.
I'm saying. Like, King, you should have been smart enough to know that. You know what I'm saying? So it did feel like he got like egged into something. And I'm thinking you should have been more mature than that. And so maybe at some point, like maybe it's not so wrong to feel that way, because you did charge that man. Like, we not like, and for us to moan, be like, well, he was trying to defend his lady's honor. No, F that.
That
He
moment.
charged that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what are you going to do if somebody, now listen, I'm going off the rails because they didn't fight, quote
Yeah.
unquote. So, but because all I'm saying is I'm going ham, turkey, bacon. Okay,
Yeah.
ham, turkey, bacon. Throw the cheese,
Yeah.
mustard, whatever else you want. Okay,
Uh-huh.
they're gonna have to flash a light to get me back to reality.
I get you. I get you.
And so I was saying he really, I unpopular opinion. I fought King for that.
Okay.
I do. I think it was a scheme that tied him up for the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tactic.
So Dr. Eugene, Dr. Gregory, and Dr. Gregory meet up at Dr. Scott's house. Dr. Gregory says no one has really checked in on him. They asked Dr. Gregory, did he really
And he
call
looked
the.
like he wanted to cry too.
Yeah, he was upset about that. You could definitely see that there was a flip that happened, because they was really on his side, and now everybody is basically just definitely not on his side.
Done with him. Done.
Yeah. He says he did. They asked him if he called the authorities on King. He said he did, and he didn't have much of a choice. Then Dr. Gregory debuts his newest smash hit. Do you think he is losing it? The psychiatrist is losing his mind. What do you think? But was it jazz? What category? What genre would we put this song?
Girl,
It was
trash. That is the
jazz, hip
genre.
hop, rap. It was rock.
Trash.
But why? And then you heard Sweet Tea encourages just such a perfect wife, child. Just encouraging him.
That girl is naive, because ain't no way in the world you is clapping him on about a song he had to write. Because I was trying to figure out something about he tired of the bullshit. But you referencing Quad, but y'all been divorced for
6 years.
Okay. So I'm confused. What is the bullshit?
And you came back to the show. You came back to the show. Nobody. That was bull crap coming back to the show. So what's the bull crap? You don't want nobody to keep bringing up that you beat up on that woman. That's the bull crap. You want to just skate through and be with your younger
Which
wife.
is why you should have stayed to sell off the show there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You
And
win
which is
that
why CT is talking about him when she says some people don't want to let things go because it's him.
It is him. He don't want to let it go. And it's like that control. It's that little man syndrome. It's that, ugh. Okay, let's move on.
But here's what I do want to say.
Okay.
I know damn well Scott didn't have the nerve to laugh.
That's what I said too. I said, boy, you was down to the Whitney had your own performance. Then on Facebook, he got it was like a clip of them on the boat at Key West, and he took the sound off and put on him like his song rapping over them, like dancing on the boat. Why would you do that, Scott?
And that wasn't the first time, because he got his tail out there on the reunion stage and called himself doing a whole like throwback to the 90s song to contest. I told you them some attention whores if I ever seen something.
That's why I try to give my children all the love and attention now. So people down the line ain't gotta suffer, because that is too much. Too much. Okay, so now
we hated it.
Yeah, that was boo. Wah 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 wah. Get
But
that
you
off
know
the
what?
stage.
While we on this
Okay.
platform,
Mhm.
moving towards our dreams and showing up every week,
Yes.
and then nobody asked us for this, we're gonna
Nobody.
give him 2 thumbs up for following his dreams.
Yes. A for effort.
A for
And
effort.
Sweet Tea, you get two A's because you're a great wife.
Honey,
One
you
thing
are.
about it, a great
Mm-mm.
wife, a good fool. All right, so now we meet Miss Quad, and she's making sure everything is set up proper for her event. The ladies arrive looking good, and Quad lays the rules down. Number one, a cocktail is a must. Number two, there's no talking about the past. So the ladies seem excited to move on, and they eating and drinking and being merry until Dr. Contessa asks, "Why aren't we talking about the past?" And Quad says, "We've done enough talking about the past." Toya makes sure to formally invite.
Cut it right there, real quick.
All right, let's cut it.
Dr. Contessa, the one who won't talk to Dr. Heavenly, but conveniently squeezed her tail next to Dr. Heavenly, everywhere Dr. Heavenly is. That's the one who wanted to talk about the past.
Child.
Go ahead.
Everybody got a little bit of delusion in them, but I think that camera just amplifies that delusion. It just, what is going on?
Well, I told you, it's Bizarro World.
Yeah.
Like, that's so funny that it's all coming back to me now about that episode and when he talked about it, because reality TV didn't exist. But he had to be talking about
Yeah,
it.
the foresight. Mm-hmm.
Because it's Bizarro World.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Toya makes sure to formally invite Quad to her Victorian anniversary party. Quad says she's not sure if she can make it. What was your thoughts on the touching moment when Toya, who has had her problems with Quad in the past, picks her side in the drama?
It was for the show.
Oh goodness.
I do like Toya. I don't think Toya is like a phony person. Like, I don't think she has those type of characteristics.
Yeah.
But I already told y'all, like, I do. I don't know. Like, yeah, I thought she seemed a little flip floppy. I thought it was
Yeah, everybody done
calculated.
flip. Everybody flip. This is the
Mm-hmm.
flip. This is the
So yeah,
con.
it wasn't anything sincere. It's sincere for me. It didn't move me to tears. I thought that, all right, is what y'all supposed, what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Because again, this is the group. Quad, at this point, you ain't even really got no problems with nobody except for what's been created between your boyfriend and your husband and them. So
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't mean much to me, but it meant
Yeah.
a lot to the group.
I feel like it was probably more to the scene. I feel like she was talking. It seemed like she was just talking. And I feel like the last couple of episodes, because when it was in Key West and she was talking, it just seemed like she was just talking. They just cut it up in different tidbits, child.
She do, girl. She like
She
me like that though, but she
she
she do.
she like Quad and them. Yeah, they be saying Quad had them theatrics and she can't stop. It seemed
Mm-hmm.
like Toya like to talk too. But okay. So now this is my last one. It's
Okay.
the end of the episode. Now Dr. Jackie visits Phaedra at her home and gives her some wine, and they begin to chat about the hurt of the couple's trip. Phaedra blames Dr. heavily and doesn't take accountability for her part in inviting Paulo's friend, and when she knew that he was coming. She also says she won't be attending Toya's event. On a scale to 1 to 20, how convenient do you think Phaedra's exit was?
I wish I did know the time frame because I wonder. I
Yeah, it was
wonder.
this time. That's what Dr. Heavily said that. This around Key West. That's when she found out that it was a opening a slot, and by this time they already knew. She already
Well,
knew that
listen.
she hooked up.
I think it was just a door open for Phaedra.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as So I think that's a contract issue. Now I guess for purposes of just debating it,
Mm-hmm.
we can debate whether it seemed convenient or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't know. It just seemed like it was a door open. It's the same network, so I
Mm-hmm.
think it must didn't do anything with her contracts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like go from one to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't have anything. I don't have any opinion about her exiting Married to Medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would
Any
rather that
Married
she
to
needed to be
Medicine.
off the show. She needed
Yeah,
to get
right.
back
So
into the
I
show. It
don't.
wasn't
Yeah,
like
I'm not. I'm
not
not like, oh
pulling
my
her.
god, how's she just gonna leave like
Yeah,
that? It was kind
yeah,
of like,
because she
why
ain't
were
have
you
no
here,
connection
girl?
with nobody on the show. It
Hmm.
was nothing. She was just there.
Even these two conversations we've seen her have with Dr. Jackie,
Mm-hmm.
where did that come from? Because Dr. Jackie wasn't the girl you was.
She only talking to her because she an easy person. She not gonna
That's
have
what I'm
back
saying.
or banter with. That's the only person she was saying that she wanted to film with. That's the tea that they say.
Well, that has to be true.
Mm-hmm.
That you know what I'm saying? That have to be true
Mm-hmm.
because and it's so out of
That's what
place
we see.
because
Yeah.
we hadn't seen y'all even in that capacity.
Yeah.
So that has to be a fact,
Yeah.
because it's so odd to see Jackie showing up at your door like
Yeah.
for what? You
Mm-hmm.
know, even and then going to the whole gala and all of that, like
Yeah.
having her like all of that felt out of place. So yeah,
Yeah.
again, I don't have I'm perfectly fine with her leaving Married to
Gil-
Medicine.
Gilda says so. Is Phaedra off the show? That's all I want to know. Yeah, she ain't coming back. She gonna be on
Yes,
Real Housewives of
Real
Atlanta. We'll see
Housewives.
her next week. Well, not next week. Probably like a couple of months from now. She gonna be in the end of
Yeah.
the show, the end of the season. But she'll be down to the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Well, she'll
Gil-
be posting, and maybe she'll probably be on Watch What Happens or something. So
yeah,
we'll be seeing her, girl.
yeah, yeah. They doing too much. They is this reality TV, baby. That's
Yeah,
when they get
and
paid to
I'm
be.
a little sick of Phaedra, honey. But like I
Yeah,
said,
me
we
too.
are excited for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, we are doing a live Wednesday at
Tomorrow,
7.
it's not tomorrow. 2 days from now.
2 days from now,
Mm-hmm.
a live Wednesday at 7. It'll be myself, Housewife Azara, and Angela from Word on the Curve. Hey. So you'll get all three of us, okay? And we're gonna do Wednesday, we're just gonna do just a nice little, welcoming Real Housewives in this week because they premiere on Sunday. We want to do a what Sweet 16 and everything in between. So we're just
Between.
discussing what we think about the upcoming season, the players that's coming, just a lot of different stuff. And then we'll discuss some of the stuff we're gonna miss, some of the times we just probably never gonna get back, honey. Some of our classic Real
No.
Housewives of Atlanta. We're gonna pour out a little liquor for them, okay? for the for the
Homeboys gonna tell.
memories, honey. Like, cause we ushering in a whole new era, baby. And
Mm-hmm.
we just gonna talk about it. I am not looking forward to Drew Sidor. Like out of everybody outside of Phaedra, I am just like Drew kind of makes me want to jump off my balcony.
Oh no, not the balcony, Lord.
Yeah, Sweet 16 and everything in between, honey. We gonna do it. And so you can catch us every week after that, recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm so excited about this, y'all.
I hope it's a good season. I have
I don't have any expectations.
hope for it, hopefully. You said it was giving Real House Love and Hip Hop the promo.
It is. It is. It's giving low budget.
Low budget.
Low budget.
We'll see.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't know if y'all went and got some low budget castmates, but we gonna find out.
they look about to be issues. But
They do.
okay.
They do. But we gonna find out. But yes, like y'all make sure y'all are subscribed,
Please.
like the video.
This video, you watching, I see you watching, child. I can see you. I see you. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Both of our channels will be here once again Wednesday,
Yes.
7. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Stick
It's
around with
gonna
us.
be good. I'm telling you. So
All
yeah,
right.
so we done with Phaedra with Married to Medicine. I'm
Mhm.
feeling like we probably only got about 2 episodes before they get ready to bring their reunion in. What
Yeah,
you
I
think?
think 50. They got about 15 episodes this season, and
And
then
it's about time to wrap them up. Can I tell y'all the truth? This was not a good season for me.
you ain't like
This is
it.
no,
Mhm.
I didn't.
Mhm. I think
I
it was
think
a good season.
I always been using it since I watched Saturday Night Live. Y'all know this their 50th year, and so I watched their documentary. And um, even though I grew up watching Saturday Night Live, I didn't realize this had took place. But they have a season that they call it the season they wish they could forget. You know,
Uh
like the season they wish never aired.
huh.
And for me, this would be it for Married to Medicine.
Ooh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think the father that we're talking about is silly.
Okay.
And I don't like having conversations that seem like you playing with my intelligence. And I think that when we, like that's what I mean, kind of talking about bizarro world and stuff.
Uh
Like that's what I feel like we in this conversation, and it looks like y'all playing with me because at the end of the day, what it is that y'all did befriend that girl because like Greg, in all actuality, Greg and Sweet Tea could have gotten married,
huh.
uh, and we could have got the announcement. We could
Mhm.
have known who she was, and all of this could have happened without them coming on to Married to Medicine.
Correct.
And it been fine.
Perfectly.
The fact that they are here and we saw everything, yeah, we saw y'all befriended them. Dr. Heavenly has about 32 videos confirming.
And I got 36 on my
Oh,
page.
right, so it's like we're watching y'all like ice them out yet again. You know what I mean? But you kind of got it hidden in all of these other things that
Mhm.
make somebody, if they question it, look like an a-hole. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, Simone. And Simone is usually my favorite, but I didn't like
Yeah.
this.
Simone very much doing the dirty work of the producers. You could
Yeah, and
definitely see
she's
that this
like
season.
they're like she thought, well, he came the next day and he apologized. Well, Greg couldn't come to you the next day and apologize because he got his ass off the island and left. Like so you use that as a way to kind of push King up, to
Mhm.
like he's such a stand-up man. And look, I know Greg he is being abusive. We heard him be verbally abusive to
Mhm.
Sweet Tea. So
Mhm.
I'm not taking up for him.
Yeah.
Just calling it out. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
that's not a good enough reason to put him in that position either.
Mhm.
He didn't ignite that in that moment, that part. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that Doctor, and I don't know why none of those other men would say that. Why would no other men say, dude, I never telling my own sons, like you 6'6". You can't do, like it's certain ways that you can approach a person, especially somebody who is just small. Because most small people are really gonna have the need to defend themselves
Yeah.
in any type of, you know what I'm
And
saying? Like,
take it there. Yeah.
yeah, and so I just don't yeah, I'm just not with it. I'm just not with all of this.
Mhm.
I'm
Let's
not
see if
with
they.
it.
We got to see if they're cleaning up for season 12.
I mean, we'll see. I ain't feeling Dr. Mimi, you know what I mean? Like cause again, if your place is going to be coming in and now you are the fixer of everybody, I don't even think you got enough information to come in and offer your professional expertise and whether somebody should take you serious. No,
Mhm.
serious, like really.
Yeah.
You don't even have enough information. And so for that, and because that's not what you telling somebody because you take your career very serious, you like she is her and Contessa, they are
Mhm.
fighting for what do they get stethoscopes? Y'all
Mhm.
fight for the stethoscope.
Mhm. Mhm. But
Or
Contessa gonna get it. If Contessa don't come back, it's because she ain't want to come back, or something
well, you're
happened.
right, but
Cause
I don't want
she
to see
finna
her
come
back.
back full
It's
time. You don't.
Contessa, stay your tail out that Botox chair.
But she's starting to look better because at first she was just too skinny. But I seen her on Sweet Teas. I didn't finish watching their episode on
But
Sweet
see how
Teas
she
YouTube.
flipping everywhere? Like,
Yeah, you saw her flip. They definitely, you could tell the cast really didn't like that calling of the police situation. They really didn't like that.
I mean, like I said, I don't like it either. To be honest, like I understand why Greg felt the need to go there, and that, like, yeah, but but I didn't like it either. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought you probably could have handled that a little different.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
he talked about he was gonna be a war if Check wasn't there, a fight to the death. But that's probably how you feel. You say little man syndrome.
Listen, I told y'all, and I ain't got little man syndrome, but maybe I got little mama syndrome, like, because
What?
I'm a tiny little thing, okay? And all I'm saying is, listen, you come roll up on me and you put me in a position to think, like that maybe, and I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up whatever anything becomes a weapon.
Yeah.
And I have like I said, I have anger, I see red, I'm a blackout. So yeah, somebody gonna have to flash a light. Like like snap out of it. So fair warning, don't come for me. Like, don't come for me.
Yeah.
There goes, but well, I guess Dr. Contessa got to come back. They managed a way to skate right over this issue with her and Dr. Heavily, but I got a feeling that if she does come back, that's going to come back at the forefront.
But they next episode, did you see the sneak peek? They have a sit down, but I don't know how far it go. I don't know how much.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see the sneak peek.
Yeah, they have a sit down, and it's just them two, so that's good. They able to just iron it out. Maybe that's
I don't know. Contessa is I don't.
good.
Contessa don't know who she is. I think that she can, like, that conversation that she has with Heavily it's no different than any other conversation she had with Heavily. Because when you get with your husband, you have a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think the conversations match when she's talking to different people.
Yeah, I can agree.
I think that's her problem. That's why she ended up in the station.
She trying to please her husband, then trying to, yeah. And then she just still look foolish.
Yeah. All right, girl. Well, thank y'all for joining us.
We'll be right back, same place.
Yes.
Different time, 7.
Yes.
But we will be giving it to you.
And
that's all we got for today. We got down with
real quick before we get out. Look, we're gonna have to do another outro real quick. But I did notice we got the like little promo for Love Hotel.
I didn't see it, but I saw it. I didn't watch that video, but I did see that pop up.
When did they film this? Because
a long time ago.
That's what I'm gonna say. I am sick of y'all playing these damn stuff out of sequence the way you are.
It's out of sequence.
When it comes to Giselle and Ashley, if we know that Ashley dating Josh and Giselle is full line with the other man, what is this? Like, what would make me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it anyway, y'all, and we might do reviews of it.
If it's good, child.
I just was saying, like y'all just doing anything now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to get back to Ultimate Girl Trip.
Ultimate Girls Trip was like that. To me, was like they should have been did that.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's a good idea for them maybe to start doing revamps on all the Housewife franchises and kind of ushering the older ladies into the Ultimate Girls Trip like type of phase where they get to do that. I would love to see it. And you know what else, Zara? We need to do too. So while we on the live, real quick, we need to get on and talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So we need to plan.
Okay.
Because after this last week with that Sutton, and I got
been watching it.
Unpopular opinions because everybody was going up a Sutton. And I'm confused, Tony.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That was the most elitist statement I ever heard
from anybody's
mouth.
I don't know
who that's the reason why her and Dorit don't like each other.
Yeah.
But
we gonna talk about it. I'm like 7 episodes behind. I have not been watching it. But I saw the clips. I was very surprised at Sutton. I like Sutton. But that, I don't know what producer told her what rehearsed read she was trying to read off the pamphlet before she could
Yeah,
say
because she been
that.
holding on to that.
Yeah.
You can tell that she had been. She been
Mm-hmm.
keeping it. But I think, but
Well,
I
why would you
feel
say
like
that?
it's a belief also.
Yeah, it
You
gotta
know what I'm
be.
saying? Like I felt like you had that because that's a conversation you done had with somebody else, somebody that gave you, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
gave you your little like, you better let her know.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
better let her know your wallet. Pick on somebody
yeah.
who wallet fits. That don't even sound good, girl. What? Girl, what? What we was even talking
And
about?
Garcelle, honey, like you didn't clock that?
Yeah.
Because who you talking to? And not for nothing,
Mm-hmm.
sit and this might be the only franchise where I can kind of say this
Uh-huh.
on this season because it wasn't. Oh no, that was Orange County. I was about to say it wasn't always like that, but for Beverly Hills, even okay. Let me back it up. Disclaimer: outside of Jennifer Tilly, I think Sutton does have the most money.
Yeah. Yeah,
Throughout
yeah, yeah.
those ladies,
It
now
was
we,
factual, but it
yeah,
was
now we're
just
not gonna, like
necessary.
we're not gonna play her for nothing. But
Uh-huh.
what I am gonna say is, when it comes to the Beverly Hills girls, they all got it.
Yeah. They got
So,
more than me. Shit.
well, you know what
50%.
I'm saying. So if that's why like it's just not even just an elitist statement. It feels so out of place because who are you talking to?
Do
Like
you
you
know who the
sitting at the table.
viewers are? Do you know who watching you? You don't know who your fans is? You don't know who gonna hear this in 6 months?
Well, she must didn't care. That's why she didn't mind bringing her racist mama on. But okay, oops, sorry.
Yeah, that was very uncomfortable, and I'm happy right around that time. I saw the clips, but I'm happy right around that time. I had already stopped keeping up with the Kardashians show.
Yeah, okay, but that was real quick. Okay, back to our outro.
All right, we'll see y'all Wednesday. Come back, come with the comments, come with the love. We love talking, we love getting into it. We love Bravo, and we love y'all. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.